Welcome back, everybody. Derrick Sue, your East Oakland advocate. Well, crime in Oakland is at an all-time high, and a lot of people are feeling unsafe. And there's been a call to action by the Oakland NAACP and Oakland religious leaders. In fact, one of the biggest churches here in Oakland, Acts Full Gospel, Bishop Bob Jackson, he's a member of the NAACP here in Oakland, and he is demanding that Oakland administrators and leaders call for an emergency crisis here in Oakland. And then that allows them to get additional funding and also additional support from state and federal resources. So state marshals, state police officers can now be called up into duty and help reinforce some of these cities. That's the hope anyway. Whether they get that or not, we don't know. But there's definitely been an uptick in crime, and I fully blame our mayor, Sheng Thao. She saw this coming. She was the one who originally started saying, defund the police. If you remember, that was one of her campaign slogans, defund the police. So now she is living the consequences of those stupid words that she uttered way back, I believe it was in 2019. And so anyway, we are all having to suffer through the pain and torture of, like I've been telling everybody, Mayor Sheng Thao is the least qualified of all of the candidates that were on the ballot. She was the least educated. She was the least experienced. And yet, Oakland, you voted in the dumbest of the dumb. And so right now, Oakland is having crimes where even children, can't even ride their bikes without these criminals pulling guns on children and taking their bikes. Skyline Bike Group was held up at gunpoint and all their bikes taken at gunpoint. Folks, this has got to stop. This has got to stop, because this is going to get to a point. People are angry. We had a meeting last night, or the city had a meeting with Pamela Price, district attorney for Alameda County, and there was a lot of folks who are not confident in Pamela Price's approach, and I'm still holding off judgment on Pamela Price. I did vote for Pamela Price. I do support her, but that may be a very tall task and an impossible task that she is trying to achieve, because we've seen two former DAs who were reformists, like Pamela Price, and they're no longer in office. We're talking about Glasgow and the other guy in San Francisco. I forget his name, but yeah, he did a lot of harm to San Francisco. Glasgow did a lot of harm in Los Angeles, and Glasgow didn't do a very good job in San Francisco. That's why he was voted out. He was removed. And Pam Price, I support you, but you need to step up. The criminals need to be prosecuted. We need to be not trying to reform some of these, because these are hardened criminals, and they're using guns. If you're using a gun, that's not something that they should be on the list for reform, as they say. And we know that the prisons don't reform anybody. And for the most part, they come back out and they're repeat offenders, because there's nothing inside, nothing outside, and nothing has changed other than they've lost anything that they had because they've spent time in jail. And again, we're in a very dangerous situation, because I know for a fact, on the street, if I'm accosted, my first choice is to use my mixed martial arts. I was a specialist in the military, or associated with the military, and I worked in counterterrorism. I was a specialist for urban warfare. And that should scare a lot of people, because I know things and how to do things and accomplish things in a way that I achieve my goals, but I'm going to destroy you. And so that's what's going to happen in the event of anybody trying to accost me. And that's what's happened in the past. Anybody who ran up against me, and just like with this, the three that took a baseball bat to try and, they were going to try and take my head off. If I hadn't been able to get my hands up to deflect that bat, and then also make it more of a glancing blow, I would be dead today. That's how hard they swung. And then it was my American Staffordshire Terrier, Pandora, who bought me the valuable seconds that I needed to get back into the fight. And because of my pain management training with full contact martial arts, I was able to stay awake, stay conscious through that fight. And unfortunately, a lot of people, you don't get that opportunity. I'm also a licensed federal firearms license carrier, and also a dealer. I buy and sell guns. I buy and sell ammunition. I have my own source. I don't need to go to a gun store. And so I'm armed on the street, and the police know it. Oakland police officers know I'm armed, and my guns are registered, and again, they're registered in a fashion that stands out. So anyway, NAACP, Bishop Bob Jackson, calling for Oakland and Alameda County supervisors to declare a state of emergency, so that we can get additional police officers and additional funding to help solve and reduce the crime and the criminals that are just running and ruining Oakland and Alameda County and everywhere. Thanks for joining me. We'll be right back.